The crypto community is waiting with bated breath as the Bitcoin ETF approvals could be happening within just a few days. The Bitcoin halving is just 100 days away, and the Bitcoin bull cross is about to hit for the first time since 2016. Can AI cure loneliness? And what's with the latest surge in NFT-based tokens? Are NFTs about to make a comeback? One thing's for sure, you're going to want to be one of the 24 people in the whole wide world who get their hands on a special edition Crypto Bull Run one of one NFT right away. With people screaming for utility with their NFTs, we're going to deliver bigly for our community. So hitch up your buggy to our smart car as we put it into high gear and off-road this bad news episode number 708 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
Say this: if you're hitching up a buggy to a smart car and expect it to go in high gear and off-road, then you're in the right place. You're here at the Bad Crypto Podcast, the show for the crypto curious and the crypto serious. In our 7th year of badness, I'm Sir Lord Joel Comm, and with me is my compadre, my partner in no crime and not financial advice, Sir Lord Travis Wright.
And I'm Crypto Furious.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I'm Crypto Delirious.
He's crypto missing us. Like, we don't know what happened to him. He's gone us.
Yeah, I don't know. You get to a certain point and then they put on their big boy pants and they just leave home.
I'm so mad. Hey, listen, we've made it through 2 bulls, 2 bears, and this is going to be our 3rd bull, and that's not bull. I'm pretty excited about it.
It sounds a little bit like bull, but it's not. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the space. You might be wondering why the crypto market cap is so high right now, why we're seeing lots of stuff going on. And we're going to talk about it today. So should we get going?
Yes, but I want to remind folks before we jump into the news that we have something special that you're going to want to stay tuned for, because you're going to have an opportunity to join us in a private not a one-on-one, a private Zoom where all of you who are going to secure this opportunity are going to be with us, and we're going to have discussions and consultations and not financial advisory. It's going to be great fun. So make sure you stick around for the end of the show to find out how you can get there. And now we can get to the news. And when we look at the little timestamp, it's January the 9th, 2024, 2:45 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Yeah, it is. And CoinGecko says crypto market cap is 1.78 trillion. Very nice.
Very, very nice. There has been some, I guess what you want to go in and talk about your top 10 first. Go ahead and do your top 10.
Let's do the top 10, excluding stable coins, because they don't really move. And if they do, then that's news. Bitcoin, 46,625. Ethereum, 2275. BNB, 301. Solana, $100. XRP, 56 and decimal points after it. Cardano, 51 cents, and Avalanche is in the number 10 slot at $35, followed closely by Doge, Polkadot, Tron, Chainlink, Ton, and Polygon. There, I did it.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you go on the desktop version of CoinGecko and you want to see, each one of the coins and you want to look at each individual one, you can see the 1 hour price, the price over the last 24 hours, the price over the last 7 days. You can actually customize it and show the last 30 days.
Ooh.
So that generates a lot of really interesting information, because over the last 30 days, up almost 170% is SEI. And SEI has been going on a run. It's 1.6 billion market cap right now. But you guys might want to do some research into that and see what's driving this and what's going on with the ecosystem. I've not fully done that. I've just kind of ancillarily looked into it. And I just keep seeing it popping up. Over the last 7 days, it's actually down 5.5%, but over the last 30, it's up almost 170. Internet Computer over the last 30 days is up 140%. Osmo up 120%. Injective, which I've not done any research on, had a $3.5 billion market cap, 111% up. Stacks, one that I'm actually in, it has popped up 95%. So there's some tokens that are doing some things also over the last 7 days. Just just so you know.
Wait a second, Trav. Are you
Yeah.
stacking sats and stacking stacks?
I'm stacking stacks and sats. Yeah, stacks
Wow.
and wax. I got stacks and stacks of wax and sats. That is some good DJ
Sorry, I
shit.
didn't mean to derail you there, but it just the rhyme needed to be said.
Needed to do it. That was
Yeah.
good. So over the last week, Akash Network, AKT, up about 26%. Celestia, TIA. Take a look into that one as well. That's 2.3 trillion. There's a lot of people who've been talking about Celestia and what it's been up to. That's up 23% against Stacks and some of these other ones. So go take a look at that and do some research on those on your own, folks. There's some interesting things that are popping, and as always, there's some really interesting stuff that's getting ready to pop off with Bitcoin potentially. So
There is indeed. The ETFs apparently are just around the corner. Van Eck, the CEO at this financial institution, says that their spot Bitcoin ETF should trade on Thursday. So they are totally expecting that these ETFs are going to be approved on Wednesday. Well, by the time you're listening to the show, it is Wednesday, and they're pretty secure about this. We have some evidence to make us think that that is a very real possibility as well. Primarily because Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, is saying that he's issuing warnings out there that this gets approved. And if they do indeed approve this, he's out there saying, hey guys, be real careful if you're investing in crypto, because you need us to tell you what to do with your money, because we're the government. You can trust us. Watch out for Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes and outright theft, because that never happens with fiat currency, but it's definitely a risk with cryptocurrency. Does he talk like that? Because that's why I imagine that he
I think
would
he
talk.
talks with a lisp, super lispy. I don't know if he talks like that or not, actually,
So it's
but
like,
that's
I'm Gary
I look at
Gensler.
him.
Hi.
He kind of looks like Mr. Burns. Kind of, if you look at him, he's kind of Mr. Burnsy. So maybe he's like this. So, Gensler, as Joe mentioned, his comments, they did come after several different issuers of spot Bitcoin ETFs. They amended their S1 applications with the SEC. So this is one of those big processes that goes towards, approving this investment vehicle. And these are submissions. Listen to these people who were doing this: Valkyrie, Wisdom Tree, BlackRock, Van Eck, as you mentioned, Invesco. I guess the Denver Broncos are getting involved, but no. So they're talking about this, and it's sounding like it could happen tomorrow, which would be Thursday if you're listening to it when we launch the show. So that's kind of crazy to think about. This is a crazy year already, man. This has been nuts watching these last 10 days go by.
It
Stuff that's
is.
releasing. It's
And
wild.
just as we're just getting started with Bitcoin for the year, after ETFs, whether they get approved this week or soonly thereafter, the halving is coming, ready or not. Halving doesn't need approval. It is hard coded into the Bitcoin core code, and we are about 100 days and 15,000 blocks away from the halving. And this is kind of a big deal because block rewards get cut in half, difficulty doubles, and that means supply is going to slow. What is it, 3.25,
Yeah.
3.25 Bitcoin that'll shoot
3.125.
up?
It's
3.125.
6.25 right now. It will have down to 3.125. So the amount of new Bitcoin that's going into the ecosystem is cut in half, as you know, and it's getting down to the point like 3.125 Bitcoin. That doesn't sound like a lot of Bitcoin. And then when it halves again, it's going to be 1.5 65 or 625 or something. It's going to be really small, dude.
Mhm.
So it's like these numbers are starting to get really tiny. And every time this has happened before, for instance, in 2020, right? Remember 2020 happened, and then the big COVID thing happened. Bitcoin crashed down to 3,800. From that low point, it says Bitcoin's value increased, from the Bitcoin halving in May, up 654%. So they're saying that this is a huge potential for a bull run. Some people are talking a price target of 120. If we talk about 120,000, that is less than double what the all-time previous high was from the last bull run. There's
And
never been less than 3x the previous high of the bull run, but this could be a little different. We're going to see, I guess, right, Joel?
well, and think of the demand that comes with this. These ETFs get approved. You've got a dozen of these firms that they are going to be like, okay, we have this new asset and we got to onboard as many of our clients before our competition. So they're going to be out there working this super hard. You're going to see ads all over TV. You're already starting to see it. And I think that that type of demand means this thing is going to fly. I'm sticking with my non-professional opinion of $150,000 on this. And Trav, there's some other signals that are out there that would corroborate. One of them is this crossover. So this is something that happens that's called the bull cross. This is something that hasn't happened on the charts since 2016. And as Bitcoin moves back to 50,000, we're getting really, really close to this. And this is charting, right? When you get into this here and you're looking at chartings and signals, this guy here, his name is Mustache. I mustache you a question.
Crypto stash? No,
Nope,
different one.
nope, different stash. This is Mustache.
Mustache.
And he is saying, hey, you need to take a look at the BTC to USD 3-week chart with a 21-day moving average and some other things that I don't understand. He's looking at Bollinger Bands and all that, but he's saying that the market will reach an important top. And that's when he's going, okay, once we hit this top up here, is when he thinks, okay, we're coming back down. That the ETF news is going to initially throw us up to about 50K, but then he's expecting a big dump, maybe down to 30 or so. I'm skeptical. I think that the world is different right now, that this is different, but we always want to
We've
believe
always said that. Oh, the world seems different now. We're investing in ICOs. The world seems different. Yeah. So, but this one right here is it's basically saying the 21-day exponential moving average is attempting to cross the 50 period simple moving average, the SMA. So that's one of those weird charts or whatever. And so now it's doing something that's never happened since we've even participated in
No,
doing this show since
no.
2016.
This
So
was
that could be crazy.
before.
So that happened. Then they said that happened and Bitcoin made its all-time high up to 20,000. That
Mhm.
was a big deal. They're saying this is a big deal. It could be interesting to see what ends up happening. They're saying that Bitcoin up to 48 to 50, Ethereum up to 25 to 2600. Alts are going to pump, especially some of the low cap ones. That's what he mentioned on his Telegram. So, keep an eye on this. Man, if it does drop down to 30,000, what a great time to buy some more if that's the
Boy,
case.
boy,
You
yeah.
know?
So this happened last time, 2016 BB before bad. Now, this is a chart that you found, Trav, that
Yes.
shows all of the various cycle runs. It shows all of them from up to 2011, 2011, 2015, 15 to 18, 18 to 22, and now 22 beyond. So what are we looking at here?
So this is the all-time price performance, right? And so based on that cycle's low. And so here this is, obviously the cycle of this low, what it got down to what, 16, 17,000, and
Mhm.
now we're at 40 something thousand. So it's like looking at the all-time price of that. If this is anything like any of the other bull runs have been, we're going to be looking at a pretty big chunk, but I don't think it's not going to go, way the 40,000, 80,000 percentage. That's stupid. But we are going to see probably a little pop where it's going to go maybe 800% up from that, maybe 1,000%
Wow.
above it. We don't know necessarily. It's all subjecture right now, but we're looking at where we are right now, where it could potentially go. It would look like it's going to hit at least 500-600% of its low, if not much more. So if its low was at 1,600, and then we're talking about doing an exponential of that, you're probably 150,000 price is probably right on. I've been seeing anywhere between 120 to 240.
Mhm.
And so you're going, everybody seems to have their own price. I would like to see, personally, I'd like to see it 3x the previous all-time high of 69,000.
210.
right about, yeah, to hit right up there around 205 or so. I'd like to see, but my gut instinct is 18 was 180,000 would be nice, but
All right.
I don't know.
I like yours better than mine. That's
That's good.
optimistic. You know, the smartest guys in the room right now, Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy, who continues to double down and buy Bitcoin, and the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele. He's back in black right now, and with the ETF arriving, this
Yeah.
could bode really well for the country of El Salvador. They're sitting on 13 million in unrealized profits right now. They were in the red for 2 years, and things are looking good for them at the moment. The country
Yeah.
holds 2,798 Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, the last time they bought it was in November of 2022 is when they last bought it. Yeah, so it was only 27,000 ish when they bought it last time. And now, so they're doing that nice cost price averaging. I do hope that El Salvador has that, that locked up and off of any way that anybody could hack them. Could you imagine
Oh
if
my,
El Salvador got hacked and they got all their Bitcoin ganked? That would be just
how
crazy.
to
Make
destroy
sure
a
you're storing
country.
that shit offline. Get it off of any Wi-Fi or anything. Because 2,800 Bitcoin. That's a lot of damn Bitcoin, yo.
Well,
That's a lot.
hopefully Naib is listening to the show and has just
Yeah.
learned something here. There's been an arrest in the
Mm,
United States, a guy by the name of Bitcoin Rodney. He's an alleged hyperverse crypto scheme promoter. The IRS has arrested him in Florida on charges of fraud. Another criminal, bites the dust here. I don't know exactly what he did, but there's definitely scammers out here. Okay, here it is. The filing alleges that he received 562 wire transfers or cashier's checks totaling $7.8 million from individuals. And people lost all this money and it is fake stuff, which this reminds me, Travis. I know I told you about this, but there's a new special on Netflix. It's a documentary called Bitconned, and
mm,
it's about the guys that were with Centra.tech. We talked about them on this show. I know sometime, I want to say 2017, 18 during the ICO frenzy, because I remember there was a project that both Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled signed on as influencers. This is one of the most blatant scams. I mean, these guys, the dude says, "Hey, I'm a scammer, and that's what I do." And they had nothing. They made up advisor profiles. They stole a picture from a guy that they said was their CEO, never was. The dude's in the documentary going, "Well, apparently I'm the CEO of this company," and it turns out he's like nothing even remotely close to that. And I'll tell you, the ending will piss you off, but
mm,
it's a great indicator of the type of crime that takes place in the crypto world. It's minimal. A lot of it
mhm.
happened earlier on, but it does exist, and you got to be careful.
Yeah, if you're, collecting cashier's checks and bank wires instead of, buying cryptos with some stable coin or something. But however, that was really early. That was 2017. So, I mean, look at all the people that Ruja Igniktova had scammed with her OneCoin, right? And so, I mean, early on, the pioneers are the ones that gets the arrows. And so if you were an early person who dove in and go, "Oh my God, this is so great," I wish you had gotten Bitcoin instead, because you'd be way better off. You would be living high on the hog, and instead you donated money to some of these scammers, and that's not good. So sorry
Mm-mm.
about that.
Mm-mm. Well, I tell you, there's a lot of scams going on out there. And of course, in this age of AI, deep fakes are a big problem. There's a lot of fake news shared, not just by individuals making stuff up, but by the mainstream media. And how do you determine if something is legit? Well, this is a huge win for Polygon. Fox News has signed up for their tool Verify, that is designed to weed out these deep fakes. They're using blockchain to determine if stories and pictures are AI generated, to determine if they are bona fide articles and images. This is a great use case for blockchain, and kudos to Polygon to pushing this, making this happen.
Yeah. So yeah, they're using their proof of stake protocol to leverage this, and it's interesting that Fox Corporation is the one that is doing the partnering with this.
Mhm.
So it's like if you see a picture, I mean, if you played around with Midjourney 6 yet, like, wow, some of those things look so legit. They're getting to the point where the artifacts are gone. The fingers are pretty good. They're able to type in text pretty good as well. And so I think probably when you dive down to the microscopic level, you're going to be able to tell with the pixels how if this was an actual photo or not, and even the EXIF data that's attached to a photo. But we're getting to the point that it is so ridiculous. Matter of fact, I saw an article just earlier today. I think it was an Instagram post where this lady is making millions of dollars from her OnlyFans page, and it's not even a real person. They basically created a whole brand new entity, got her doing all this naked stuff with stable diffusion, and some people really smart going in and building it and keeping the person looking exactly the same. Like, dude, we are so close on the edge of just not ever knowing whatever is real and only knowing what they tell us is real because we don't have the tools to be able to decipher if it's not real or if it is. And hopefully this verify tool and tools like this, like how we originally got into blockchain with the whole deep sea idea to verify things. Now it's becoming so hard to verify things because all these technologies are going and adapting and growing so quickly that, man, it's wild out there. It's dangerous out there in that jungle.
It is, and one of the things we've talked about in the past is people using AI to fake kidnappings or ransoms, and this has happened. This happened here in a bizarre cyber kidnapping. A missing 17-year-old Chinese exchange student was found alive in a tent in Utah's freezing wilderness this week. He'd been manipulated into heading into the wilderness by scammers who extracted $80,000 ransom from his parents by claiming to have kidnapped him. So, people will say things that aren't true. What they could do is they could take the voice, right? They could use deep fake technology. They can make videos. They can use your voice. And so you can get a phone call from somebody that sounds like a loved one saying, help me, I'm being held, captive, and they're going to hurt me if you don't send blah, blah, blah. In this case, they mimicked this 15-year-old girl named Brianna, and she was away on a ski trip and they knew that. And so they called up the parents, Mom, these bad men have me, help me, help me. And unless they paid her off, paid these people off, they were going to fill her full of drugs. And so all it was AI, which is why it's super important that you have a system with your loved ones that acts as a safe word. So if you get a call from somebody that is in duress, under duress, in duress, around duress, they sound duressed.
Mhm.
And they're asking for money, then you ask them a question. What is that question? Well, that's between you and them, right? It could be, sweetie, what's my favorite movie, right? And only you and that person would know that your favorite movie is, well, The Shawshank Redemption. So now that I've shared that, that won't be my question. But if they aren't able to answer that question, then you have reason to be suspicious.
Exactly. What's your keyword? What's your safe word with your family? Like mine's big juicy farts. Oh wait, I can't now. I gotta update that now. This is American. My favorite movie is Napoleon Dynamite. Oh damn, I don't
You
know what I'm
told me.
gonna do now. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Matter of fact, they're actually bringing Napoleon Dynamite back to the movie theaters this year,
Really?
the 20th anniversary of the
Oh.
movie, and so they're gonna. Oh, anyway, that's what I think about when I see all of this crazy uses of these technologies for darkness. Be in the light, folks. Don't be in the darkness and creating more evil and strife in the world. Come on, quit being assholes.
Maybe instead we can use AI for companionship, right? You've got all of these bots. There's a ton of applications now on the App Store. One of them that I downloaded to see was called Replica with a K.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
basically you have to pay if you really want to get into it, but you could try the free version and you can have a virtual AI friend, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a they friend, a zer friend. I don't know what kind of friends you can have, but you can have conversations with these things. And there's a lot of people that are lonely out there. And so what if you could feel less lonely by having an AI friend? At the
That would be
same
really
time.
good in like in old folks' homes, in
Mhm,
elderly care. It's
mhm.
almost like they don't even want to have somebody to talk to, and maybe their family's not talking to them. So an AI companion would be really nice in those cases. I know Gen Z is less likely, and dating is really sort of is changed in a lot of ways. It's almost like a lot of women are expecting you to pay for their time, which is weird. It's almost like they got a side hustle going on. A lot of them do. It's kind of weird. And so I think a lot of Gen Z is opting out of the dating world, which over time is going to be less kids. I don't know. It's just kind of a crazy thing. So I think we're going to see this space and AI using for companionship is going to be really big, and it's already starting to grow. We're starting to see influencers and stuff doing this and saying, "Hey, I'll be your virtual AI girlfriend," and they basically create versions of them, or they're sending you lewd photos. It's just a
Mhm.
crazy. It's almost Joel. It's almost becoming like Demolition Man.
I don't
You know what
like
I mean?
it. I don't like it. It's less real connection. It's less humanity. I think that unfortunately, the direction that it's heading is ultimately not going to be good for humanity, but it is what it is. And there's downsides to it. And of course, you can read more about this and all of the articles that are in this show by going to our website. The short link will get you there quickly, badco.in/708. Even Duolingo, where I am learning Espanol, Sir Lord Travis, is
Very nice.
utilizing AI for content creation, means they need fewer people to employ to create the content for the app that I am paying for.
Yeah,
Yo
I'm also
vivo en
paying.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rico.
Crazy. I'm studying Russian. I want to become better at that language. And so they've not really impacted a whole lot of full-time employees yet. What they have done is they've reduced its contractor workforce by
Mhm,
about 10% so
mhm.
far. So it's not big, but you can start to see. I think the year 2024 is the year of companies reducing their workforces overall because AI has become so intelligent. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, we just started playing around with AI. I think I started playing around with AI in 2022 for the most part. I know that, Dolly was really early. I didn't get access early on to Dolly where I wanted it. And then Chat GPT came out and playing with those real earlier on versions. I think I got in GPT uh, 2.5 maybe or 3, and I know early on with Midjourney, and then just seeing it how quickly that it's evolved just so quickly over the course of like 18 months. Dude, 18 months from now, like where are we going to be, dude? So
Right.
by the time of the middle of this bull run, I think there's going to be in the time in the middle of this bull run, the technologies in AI could be so good if you find the right tools. And believe me, I'm looking. And if you find some really cool tools, please email us at badcryptopodcast@gmail.com, because looking at having AI, looking at the charts, finding the candlesticks, looking at the right patterns and the optimizations of them, just like we just saw. Oh, it's it's the Bitcoin bull cross. Like, oh wow, all these things, like all that stuff's going to be programmed in, be able to identify and predict the market better than ever before. Potentially, it could be very advantageous if you're in it, and it could be very destructive overall if it's not done correctly. So these next 18 to 24 months, Joel, is going to be cray.
Meanwhile, in the NFT world, are NFTs coming back? Well, certain tokens are definitely moving. ICP, STX, IMX, Render, Theta have all moved up here over the last week or so, and it's making people ask, hey, is interest in trading NFTs increasing? Well, according to the data from CryptoSlam, sales volume increased to $311 million in the previous 7 days. Nice to see ICP here amongst this. ICP is one of the ones that we were advisory with, and they got beat down horribly by the press. They would say at ICP, they would say that it was very manipulated. And
They would say that it was coordinated by SBF and
yeah.
Solana
Mhm.
ecosystem. That's what they have said. And so it's crazy when you look about how corrupt SBF is, and you kind of go, yeah, well, I can kind of see that now. It makes sense.
So look at this. Look at this ad here that's showing up on Coin Edition. Best way to Iran Passivia at home. What the hell is this? Like, did AI make this image? for
Wow,
this
it looks like
ad.
AI might have made it and they added the other stuff, or they just don't under. Wow, that is horrible.
Is this not the worst ad ever? You guys got to look at this. If you're not watching the video version, then go to either our YouTube, Rumble, or Odyssey channel. Links are on the website at badcryptopodcast.com to see this. It is perhaps the worst ad that I have ever seen on here. Meanwhile, this deal indicates that perhaps the metaverse is coming even closer to a reality. The author of Ready Player One and the producer of the Ready Player One film are on board with a company called Readyverse, which they are developing alongside the metaverse known as Futureverse. They've inked a deal. This is Warner Brothers connections here. And if you're not familiar with Futureverse, well, we've actually been talking about them for some time because they have become a conglomeration of multiple NFT projects, pioneered initially by Altered State Machine, ASM. They've got the ASM Brains. They've got the characters for their little mobile game that you can play right now on mobile phones. They've got Fluff World. They've got Seekers. They've got the Atom Cars, a bunch of them. And I've been following along with this. I've been a holder of their Asto token. Actually, I believe we got to be early investors in Asto, and really great to see movement into the mainstream. I'm not sure how quickly we're going to see actual metaverses that bring thousands and then millions of people, but we're definitely moving in that direction.
Yeah, very interesting to see where the space is headed. And if you haven't seen Ready Player One or read the book, I mean, it's basically where people are just ignoring regular reality and just diving into that virtual reality. But then whenever you step back and look at it at 100,000 foot view, maybe we are already in our own virtual reality
Oh.
simulation. And this is just our physical matter reality. And we're just working it and working our magic in it. And so maybe it's not, maybe it is, I don't know, but this world is crazy and 2024 is going to be quite a ride. And did you know, Joel, did you know that 2024 is the year of the dragon?
Oh, indeed it is. And you cooked up something really amazing to commemorate that. If you are a holder of the Bad Crypto Nifty Club, which you're able to get from badcrypto.uncut.network, then you got airdropped. Let me actually pull this guy up here if I can find. I can't find the airdropped image right offhand, but you got airdropped one of a 300 mints of the crypto Bul Dragon. That was a freebie. And what we want to do is we wanted to create something really special that just 24 of you, because it's the year 2024, just 24 listeners in the Republic of Bad Cryptopia can purchase one of what we're about to show and participate in a special Zoom meeting with Sir Lord Travis and myself. And so I'm just going to kind of go through some of these here that you're going to be able to get starting now, by the way, badcrypto.uncut.network. When 24 of them are gone, they're gone. And we're going to have this private meeting with the collectors in February, date to be announced. Do you want to talk about these, Trev?
Yeah, so these are an homage to the early sort of video games, right? This kind of reminds me of like a Nintendo 64 type of vibe, where we have the digitization and pixelization of these. But these are all really cool. They're either related to some sort of king or god or some innovation, right? That was Zeus that we just saw a minute ago, right? And just what are some real, there's the one that's a Fortune Fire or Fire Fortune that's based on the Italian or the Chinese New Year. And you can just kind of see these are all different styles that we've created. Here's one that's related to the Egyptian. I don't know if you can tell who this is. Who is that right there? That's nice.
It's like
Uh,
Snoop, the dog
yeah, and I
father.
like his deal with it glasses. Those are pretty solid.
Yeah.
So there's some fun ones out here. BitGascon, Crypto Winter
They're all
Warlock.
fun. You got to go though and grab these quick while you can. They're all one
There's
of
only
ones.
only
Each
one of them.
one is unique and they are on sale now at uncut.network. So if you go to badcrypto.uncut.network and you can find these, they are 0.02 ETH each. We were going to go with 0.02024, but the system wouldn't take that many decimal points in there. So you actually get a 0.00024 discount on these. They're 0.02 ETH. And if you get one of these, then you will be invited to a very special meeting where we're going to come on. We've got between the two of us more than 50 years of digital marketing experience. And if you have questions, if you need some advice in that arena, we won't give you financial advice. We'll tell you what we think personally, but let's have a get together to kick off this year unlike any other. And you need to go and grab one of these as soon as you can because they're going to be gone.
Yeah. There you go. So you've already been dropped. Those original 300 have been dropped, as Joel mentioned. And so you're going to, there is the link, badcrypto.uncut.network. We'll take you there, and you will see there's the guardian of the ledger right there. That's the original one that we dropped. There we
So
go.
all of the one of ones will be available by the time that you listen to this. So go grab yours, and whoever gets them, you're gonna get that invite to join us, and we'll figure out the exact date. It'll be early February, and that's it. That covers the week, Sir Lord Travis.
Very nice. Thank
We
you so
did
much
it.
for tuning in. We appreciate you all tuning in. This is going to be a crazy year. So over the course of the next 18 months, you're going to want to definitely tune in because maybe by the end of this big bull run, we're going to go retire and go live on a faraway island. Well, you already do that. Joel already did. Never mind.
I'm
Never
like, wait a
mind.
second. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I moved back to Kansas City and I'm sitting here looking at about 10 inches of snow outside. But, I had 11 seasons of summer and I need a little winter in my life. I like that brisk coldness. My dog hates it, but that's okay because she's Puerto Rican.
Go make a snow angel or something. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Go get your crypto Bul Dragon at badcrypto.uncut.network. We'll catch you on the next episode. Until then, please do stay bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.